What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are staying safe and you've been doing well since the last time I posted. Now, sorry about the delay between this video and the previous video, but I was fortunate enough to be cast in the Ocala Civic Theater's production of The Crucible. It was an incredible experience, and I look forward to working with them in the future. And just a note for you guys, because I do plan and because I have the opportunity to do more stuff in the future, like a year or two down the line, whatever it might be, I will have other videos prepped once I know I'm going to start doing something like that. So if I don't have the time to do a video like I like to do them, I'll have some prep for you guys, so you can just so you can have content, and you don't gotta wait for myself to have the time to film one and post one for you guys. So I'm gonna start doing that as well, and I look forward to working with them more in the future. It's gonna be great. So today I wanted to talk about Florida's law HB, I believe it's 1297. Now some of you might not know what that is, but once I explain to you what it is, you'll know exactly what it is, because once this happened, it went pretty viral. So in 2023, Florida passed a law that essentially said this, and might be a slight paraphrase here. If you assault or attempt to assault a child under the age of 12, you are eligible for the death penalty. Now, you might be asking, hey, because that happened in 2023, why are you just now, talking about it? That was a couple of years ago. It's almost the end of 2025. What gives? Well, let me explain. Just a couple weeks ago, 36-year-old Nathaniel Holmberg here in Florida was just arrested, and they are using that law to charge him with the death penalty. So he was charged, and I'll use the word allegedly here because he hasn't been convicted yet, and this was just a couple of weeks ago here in November 2025. He was charged with assaulting and filming children as young as 3. I think that's the best, safest way I can put it for the YouTube internet guidelines here to not strike this video. I don't want to get this video taken down. So he was arrested, and he's been accused of that. And the state announced pretty quickly thereafter that they are going to be seeking the death penalty in that case. Now, the AG is basically asking SCOTUS to uphold their ability to seek the death penalty. Now, and I'll explain that in a second, but let me go quickly back through the timeline here and explain why I'm talking about this and stuff like that. So 2023, Governor DeSantis signs this into law, this HB 1297. I think I might have some of the numbers confused, but you guys know what I'm talking about here. 2023. So fast forward to 2025, just a couple weeks ago, he gets arrested. Now, the reason why the AG is asking SCOTUS really quickly in this case, preemptively, to be like, okay, we want you to uphold our ability to seek the death penalty in this case, is because there was a Supreme Court ruling in 2008. It was, I believe, Kennedy versus Louisiana, which basically said, and this isn't a direct quote, and it basically said, if you assault a child and they either don't die and the intent wasn't to kill them, you cannot be convicted of the death penalty if the child didn't die and the intent wasn't there to kill that child. And Florida basically looked at that Supreme Court ruling and said, I want you to go take a long walk off a short pier. I'll see you never, so to speak. So why am I talking about this? This case made me rethink again about this HB 1297, and I thought it was great at the time, but now looking into it, I have some problems with it that I knew at the time, but I didn't really think that much about, if that makes sense. I'm not sure why, but things happen. Here is my massive problem with HB 1297, this law. In my opinion, this doesn't go far enough at all. This age cutoff is incredibly ridiculous to me, in my opinion. What to me this looks like, and I think most of you would agree with me, and if you don't agree with me, even if you do or don't, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. In my opinion, this says this: if you are above the age of 12, if you're 13, 14, and you get horrifically assaulted, you're telling that kid that, hey, as horrific as your assault is, and as horrific as all the stuff that you're going to have to deal with is, it's not as horrific if it would have happened a year or two ago if you were under the age. And you're telling the predators as well, hey, you can avoid the death penalty. Here's just a birthday discount. Make sure you just don't kill the kid that's above this age, and you're pretty much good. You're not going to get the death penalty, which to me is incredibly ridiculous. It's a half measure of justice crap that you're saying, okay, just because you're a 13-year-old kid doesn't mean, doesn't mean we're going to punish your abuser to the fullest extent of the law that we would if we're going to say this case happened a year or 18 months earlier. It's incredibly ridiculous to me. Now, I also want to mention this, and I think most of you would agree with me. If this 36-year-old man, Nathaniel Holmberg, is convicted of this crime, he absolutely deserves to be executed. He absolutely deserves the needle, or in my opinion, the death penalty should be a little bit more painful, but that's a whole separate video talking about my opinion on why the death penalty, in my opinion, should be painful. But that's a whole separate topic. Now, this video isn't necessarily about Nathaniel Holmberg, although it kind of is in a sense, because he's the reason I kind of started thinking about this and looking into it again. But that's the thing here. If you're going to say, I'm going to protect children, why in the hell are you cutting this off at 12 years old? I want to get into the head of the idiot who, when they were drawing this law up, said, how do we word this? Are we going to cut it off at 18 when, you cease to be a kid, 16, 15? Nah, let's do 12 years old. That sounds like an incredible idea here, That sounds like a great idea to cut it off at 12 years old. That's incredibly ridiculous to me. Now, what is my solution here? Because in my opinion, you can rant if you want, but if you don't supply at least what could be a solution or the start of thinking of a solution, ranting just to rant is incredibly stupid, and you shouldn't do it. And I try not to do it. I try not to rant just to rant. I try to at least think of a solution. And if I don't have a solution, I try not to go on my rants. So here is my solution. If you are going to say, and you should say, that we are going to protect children to the fullest extent of the law, and I was in charge of putting a law like that together, here was what I would do. And I would state this: anyone who hurts children who are under the age of 18 and younger, because we all know that you're a minor until the age of 18, anyone who grooms a child with the intent to assault them, anyone who assaults them, anyone who films them, any of that ilk, when you are damaging a child for the rest of their life so horrifically, and sometimes these children don't even realize what the damage that they have sustained until years later, and all these horrific things, you deserve to be executed, just flat out. No 12-year-old cut off, no 14-year-old cut off, none of that. If you hurt, or you are clearly going to hurt a child who is underage, you deserve to die. That's just my opinion, and I think a lot of you would share that opinion with me. If you don't, I respectfully disagree with you, but that's okay. We can respectfully disagree, and we don't have to yell and scream at each other, at least in my opinion. But let me know in the comments what you think of this, what you think of this HB 1297 law, what you think of this recent case that made me kind of dive into it, this Holmberg case. Now, what I will do is, as his case goes along, I will follow it and see what happens, like if they uphold it and if they don't. Because if they don't uphold their the state's ability to seek the death penalty in this case, that might strike down the entire law, you know what I mean? But I don't know how that would work, but I'll keep tabs on all that stuff as we go on. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Do you agree with the age cutoff? Do you not? Should it be younger, older? Should it be 18? What are your thoughts on this? And if you like this video, like the video, share it, email it to your bridge club, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you're always updated with when I post new content. As always, put suggestions in the comments below, and if enough people want to see it, and if I'm interested in doing that video, I will do it for you guys. And until next time, have fun and stay safe.